Have you ever felt like your energy is fading faster than it used to? Or maybe you've noticed that certain tasks, which once felt effortless, now require a bit more effort. If so, you're not alone. Many of us, as we age, start to notice these subtle changes. But here's the thing. While some of these changes are a natural part of life, there's a lot we can do to slow them down and even reverse some of them. In fact, there are certain habits and practices that only about 5% of seniors over 70 can do consistently, and these habits are closely linked to better health, increased energy, and improved longevity. Today, we're going to talk about 5 of these habits. These aren't complicated or overwhelming changes. They're simple, practical, and something you can start incorporating into your life today. By the end of this video, you'll have a clear understanding of what these habits are, why they're so powerful, and how you can start making them a part of your daily routine. So let's dive in. The first habit we're going to talk about is staying physically active. Now, I know what you might be thinking. Exercise? At my age, but hear me out. Staying active doesn't mean you need to run a marathon or lift heavy weights. It's about finding ways to move your body that feel good and are sustainable for you. For example, something as simple as a daily walk can make a world of difference. Walking helps improve circulation, strengthens your muscles, and even boosts your mood. And the best part? It's something you can do almost anywhere at any time. But let's take it a step further. Have you ever tried incorporating some light strength training into your routine? Now, I'm not talking about bodybuilding or anything intense. I'm talking about simple exercises like lifting small hand weights, using resistance bands, or even doing bodyweight exercises like squats or wall push-ups. These types of exercises help maintain muscle mass, which is crucial as we age. Muscle mass naturally declines over time, but by doing these simple exercises, you can slow that decline and keep your body strong and functional. Now, let's talk about the second habit, eating a nutrient-rich diet. This one might sound obvious, but it's surprising how many of us overlook the importance of what we put into our bodies, especially as we get older. As we age, our nutritional needs change. We might not need as many calories, but we do need more of certain nutrients to support our health. For example, calcium and vitamin D become even more important for bone health, while omega-3 fatty acids can help support brain health. So what does a nutrient-rich diet look like? It's all about focusing on whole, unprocessed foods. Think plenty of fruits and vegetables, lean proteins like fish or chicken, whole grains, and healthy fats like those found in nuts, seeds, and olive oil. And don't forget about hydration. Drinking enough water is crucial for maintaining energy levels, supporting digestion, and keeping your skin healthy. If you're not a fan of plain water, try adding a slice of lemon or cucumber for a little extra flavor. Now, I know that changing your diet can feel overwhelming, especially if you've been eating a certain way for a long time. But here's the thing. You don't have to overhaul your entire diet overnight. Start small. Maybe you could add an extra serving of vegetables to your dinner or swap out a sugary snack for a piece of fruit. Over time, these small changes can add up to big results. And that brings us to the third habit, prioritizing sleep. Now, I know that getting a good night's sleep can sometimes feel like a challenge, especially as we get older. Maybe you find yourself waking up in the middle of the night or having trouble falling asleep in the first place. But here's the thing. Sleep is absolutely essential for our health and well-being. It's during sleep that our bodies repair and regenerate, and it's also when our brains process and consolidate memories. So how can you improve your sleep? One of the most important things you can do is establish a consistent sleep routine. Try to go to bed and wake up at the same time every day, even on weekends. This helps regulate your body's internal clock and can make it easier to fall asleep and stay asleep. You might also want to create a relaxing bedtime routine to help signal to your body that it's time to wind down. This could include things like reading a book, taking a warm bath, or practicing some gentle stretching or deep breathing exercises. Another tip is to create a sleep-friendly environment. Make sure your bedroom is cool, dark, and quiet. If you're sensitive to noise, consider using a white noise machine or earplugs. And if you find yourself lying in bed unable to sleep, don't stress about it. Instead, get up and do something relaxing until you feel sleepy again. The key is to avoid associating your bed with frustration or anxiety. Now, before we move on, I want to take a moment to acknowledge that these first three habits, staying active, eating well, and prioritizing sleep, are all interconnected. When you're physically active, you're more likely to sleep well. When you eat a nutrient-rich diet, you have more energy to stay active. And when you get enough sleep, you're better equipped to make healthy choices throughout the day. It's a beautiful cycle, and once you get it going, it can have a profound impact on your overall health and well-being. So, now that we've covered these first three habits, let's move on to the next one, staying socially connected. This is a big one, and it's something that's often overlooked when we talk about health and longevity. But the truth is, our social connections play a huge role in our overall well-being. Studies have shown that people who maintain strong social connections tend to live longer, healthier lives. They're also less likely to experience depression and cognitive decline. Now, I know that staying socially connected can sometimes be a challenge, especially if you've lost touch with old friends or if you live far away from family. But there are so many ways to build and maintain connections, no matter your circumstances. Maybe you could join a local club or group that aligns with your interests, whether that's a book club, a gardening group, or a fitness class. Or perhaps you could volunteer in your community. Not only does volunteering give you a sense of purpose, but it's also a great way to meet new people and make meaningful connections. And let's not forget about technology. If you're not already familiar with video calling platforms like Zoom or Skype, now might be a great time to learn. These tools can help you stay connected with loved ones, even if they live far away. And if you're not tech-savvy, don't worry. There are plenty of resources and tutorials available to help you get started. So, as we wrap up this first part, I want to leave you with this thought. Small changes can lead to big results. Whether it's taking a daily walk, adding an extra serving of vegetables to your meals, or reaching out to an old friend, these small actions can have a ripple effect on your health and happiness. And remember, you don't have to do everything at once. Start with one habit, and once that feels comfortable, move on to the next. In the next part, we'll dive deeper into the remaining habits, including the importance of mental stimulation and stress management. But for now, I encourage you to think about which of these first three habits resonates most with you. What's one small change you could make today to start improving your health and longevity? Let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. And if you found this video helpful, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for more tips on living your best life at any age. Now that we've talked about staying physically active, eating a nutrient-rich diet, prioritizing sleep, and staying socially connected, let's move on to the next habit that can make a world of difference in your health and longevity: keeping your mind sharp. You've probably heard the saying, use it or lose it. And when it comes to your brain, that couldn't be more true. Just like your muscles, your brain needs regular exercise to stay strong and healthy. So, how can you keep your mind sharp? One of the best ways is through mental stimulation. This could be anything that challenges your brain and encourages you to think in new ways. For example, you might try learning a new skill or hobby. Have you ever wanted to play a musical instrument, paint, or speak a new language? Now's the perfect time to start. Learning something new not only keeps your brain engaged, but also gives you a sense of accomplishment and purpose. If learning a new skill feels a bit daunting, don't worry. There are plenty of other ways to stimulate your mind. Puzzles, crosswords, and Sudoku are great options. They're fun, engaging, and they really get those brain cells firing. Reading is another excellent way to keep your mind active. Whether it's a novel, a nonfiction book, or even the newspaper, reading helps improve your vocabulary, comprehension, and critical thinking skills. And let's not forget about technology. There are so many apps and online games designed specifically to boost brain health. Apps like Lumosity or Peak offer a variety of games that challenge your memory, attention, and problem-solving skills. The best part? You can do them from the comfort of your own home, and they only take a few minutes a day. But mental stimulation isn't just about games and puzzles. It's also about staying curious and engaged with the world around you. Ask questions, explore new ideas, and don't be afraid to step out of your comfort zone. The more you challenge your brain, the stronger it will become. Now, let's talk about the fifth habit, managing stress. This one is so important, yet it's often overlooked when we talk about health and longevity. Stress is a natural part of life, but when it becomes chronic, it can take a serious toll on your health. It can weaken your immune system, increase your risk of heart disease, and even contribute to cognitive decline. That's why it's so important to find ways to manage stress effectively. So, how can you do that? One of the most effective ways to manage stress is through relaxation techniques. Deep breathing, meditation, and mindfulness are all great options. These practices help calm your mind, reduce tension in your body, and bring a sense of peace and clarity. If you're new to meditation, don't worry. It's easier than you might think. Start with just a few minutes a day. Sit in a comfortable position, close your eyes, and focus on your breath. If your mind starts to wander, that's okay. Just gently bring your attention back to your breath. Another great way to manage stress is through physical activity. We've already talked about the benefits of staying active, but it's worth mentioning again. Exercise is a natural stress reliever. It releases endorphins, which are chemicals in your brain that help improve your mood and reduce stress. Whether it's a brisk walk, a yoga class, or even dancing around your living room, moving your body can help you feel more relaxed and energized. And let's not forget about the power of connection. We've already talked about the importance of staying socially connected, but it's worth mentioning again in the context of stress management. Talking to a friend or loved one can be incredibly comforting and can help you feel less alone in your struggles. Sometimes, just knowing that someone is there to listen can make all the difference. Now, I know that managing stress can feel overwhelming, especially if you're dealing with a lot of challenges in your life. But here's the thing, you don't have to do it all at once. Start small. Maybe you could try a few minutes of deep breathing each day or take a short walk in nature. Over time, these small practices can add up to big results. And that brings us to the sixth habit, maintaining a positive outlook. This one might sound a bit abstract, but it's incredibly powerful. Research has shown that having a positive attitude can have a profound impact on your health and longevity. People who maintain a positive outlook tend to have lower levels of stress, better immune function, and even a reduced risk of chronic diseases. So, how can you cultivate a positive outlook? One of the best ways is through gratitude. Taking time each day to reflect on the things you're grateful for can help shift your focus from what's wrong in your life to what's right. It doesn't have to be anything big. It could be as simple as a beautiful sunset, a kind word from a friend, or a delicious meal. The key is to make it a regular practice. You might try keeping a gratitude journal where you write down a few things you're grateful for each day. Another way to cultivate a positive outlook is through mindfulness. We've already talked about mindfulness in the context of stress management, but it's also a powerful tool for cultivating positivity. Mindfulness is all about being present in the moment and fully experiencing whatever is happening right now. It's about letting go of worries about the past or future and focusing on the here and now. When you practice mindfulness, you're more likely to notice the small joys in life. The warmth of the sun on your skin, the sound of birds singing, the taste of your favorite food. And let's not forget about the power of laughter. Laughter is truly the best medicine. It reduces stress, boosts your immune system, and even releases endorphins. So don't be afraid to find humor in everyday life. Watch a funny movie, share a joke with a friend, or simply allow yourself to laugh at the little things. Now, before we move on, I want to take a moment to acknowledge that maintaining a positive outlook isn't always easy, especially when life gets tough. But here's the thing. It's not about ignoring your problems or pretending that everything is perfect. It's about finding moments of joy and gratitude even in the midst of challenges. It's about choosing to focus on the good even when things feel hard. So, now that we've covered these next 3 habits, keeping your mind sharp, managing stress, and maintaining a positive outlook, let's take a moment to reflect. These habits, along with the ones we discussed earlier, are all interconnected. When you keep your mind sharp, you're better equipped to manage stress. When you manage stress effectively, you're more likely to maintain a positive outlook. And when you have a positive outlook, you're more motivated to stay active, eat well, and stay socially connected. It's a beautiful cycle, and once you get it going, it can have a profound impact on your overall health and well-being. In the next part, we'll dive deeper into the final habits, including the importance of regular health checkups and finding purpose in life. But for now, I encourage you to think about which of these habits resonates most with you. What's one small change you could make today to start improving your health and longevity? Let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. And if you found this video helpful, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for more tips on living your best life at any age. As we continue our journey through these powerful habits that can significantly improve your health and longevity, let's dive into the final 2 habits that round out our list. These are just as important as the ones we've already discussed, and they can make a tremendous difference in how you feel and live your life after 70. So, let's get started. The 7th habit is staying on top of your health with regular checkups. Now, I know that going to the doctor isn't exactly anyone's favorite activity, but it's one of the most important things you can do for your long-term health. Regular checkups allow you to catch potential health issues early, when they're often easier to treat. They also give you an opportunity to discuss any concerns or symptoms you might be experiencing with your healthcare provider. So, what should you be focusing on during these checkups? First and foremost, make sure you're up to date on all your screenings and vaccinations. This might include things like blood pressure checks, cholesterol tests, bone density scans, and cancer screenings like mammograms or colonoscopies. Your doctor can help you determine which screenings are appropriate for you based on your age, gender, and medical history. It's also important to keep an eye on your medications. As we age, it's not uncommon to be taking multiple medications, and sometimes these can interact in ways that aren't ideal. Make sure your doctor is aware of all the medications you're taking, including any over-the-counter drugs or supplements. They can help you manage your medications effectively and make sure you're not experiencing any harmful side effects. And let's not forget about mental health. Your regular checkups are also a great time to discuss any emotional or psychological concerns you might have. Whether it's feelings of anxiety, depression, or just a general sense of unease, your doctor can help you find the support and resources you need. Now let's move on to the 8th and final habit. Finding purpose and meaning in life. This one might sound a bit abstract, but it's incredibly important for your overall well-being. Research has shown that having a sense of purpose can improve your mental and physical health, increase your lifespan, and even reduce your risk of chronic diseases. So, how can you find purpose and meaning in your life? One of the best ways is through engagement in activities that you find fulfilling and meaningful. This could be anything from volunteering in your community to pursuing a hobby or passion project. Maybe there's something you've always wanted to do but never had the time for. Now's the perfect time to start. Another way to find purpose is through giving back. Helping others can be incredibly rewarding and can give you a sense of fulfillment that's hard to find elsewhere. Whether it's mentoring a younger person, helping out at a local food bank, or simply being there for a friend in need, giving back can bring a deep sense of satisfaction and purpose to your life. And let's not forget about the importance of relationships. We've already talked about the importance of staying socially connected, but it's worth mentioning again in the context of finding purpose. Our relationships with family, friends, and loved ones are often the source of our greatest joys and our deepest sense of meaning. Take the time to nurture these relationships and cherish the moments you have together. Now, before we wrap up, let's take a moment to reflect on all the habits we've discussed. From staying physically active and eating a nutrient-rich diet to prioritizing sleep, staying socially connected, keeping your mind sharp, managing stress, maintaining a positive outlook, staying on top of your health, and finding purpose and meaning in life. These habits are all interconnected. They work together to create a foundation of health and well-being that can help you live a longer, happier, and more fulfilling life. But here's the thing. You don't have to do everything at once. Start with one habit, and once that feels comfortable, move on to the next. Remember, small changes can lead to big results. Whether it's taking a daily walk, adding an extra serving of vegetables to your meals, or reaching out to an old friend. These small actions can have a ripple effect on your health and happiness. And finally, I want to leave you with this thought. It's never too late to make a change. No matter your age or your current health status, there's always something you can do to improve your well-being. The key is to take that first step, no matter how small it might seem. So, as we come to the end of this video, I encourage you to think about which of these habits resonates most with you. What's one small change you could make today to start improving your health and longevity? Let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. And if you found this video helpful, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for more tips on living your best life at any age. Thank you so much for watching, and remember, here's to living your best life at any age. Take care, and I'll see you in the next video.